So, ironically, the best MMOs to play in 2023. I'm pretty sure Warhammer is gonna be on there. I'm pretty sure, like, I think Blue Protocol is coming out, so that's probably gonna be on here as well. I doubt if World of Warcraft is going to be on here. Well, I mean the Dragonflight expansion thing, like part I think is out. Or it's coming out. So that's gonna be quite good to play. I know Guild Wars 2 is like damn is kind of good, like really good. I haven't heard like much like excitement like around it because I'm not really into Guild Wars, so I'm not really connected with the community. Damn. First thing to do in the morning is this is not the first thing to do in the morning, is it? You should have breakfast and all kinds of other shit. Back to it. So there's a couple of MMOs to play, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna say like the best one to play because it's free is Warframe, and then it's probably going to be like Final Fantasy, and then like World of Warcraft or Blue Protocol. Like there's a couple of MMOs coming out that is going to be quite good. Well, by the looks of it.
23 into the past 5 to 10 years, I'd personally say the MMORPG
Why are you so loud? Hold on.
Stagnation. For a long time, it hasn't really been the hype genre.
Damn.
MMOs aren't really considered cool by the younger generation, and for the past 2 years, whenever I've made my end-of-year MMORPG tier lists, whether it's been community voted or subjective opinion, nothing has made it into the S tier.
That's because most MMOs lately have been kind of bad. Like, they've lost all of the aesthetics to what it once was, where there was actually a point to leveling up. There's a point to, like, grinding for gear. But it's just lost that point. It's lost all of the, like, satisfaction of, like, leveling up. Because, I mean, for me, the big thing that drew me to, like, an MMO, and why I still read, like, comics, like, manga, and you know, those power, like, fantasy things, for instance, solo leveling, is because I love the aspect of people getting stronger through leveling up. It is it is the best rush for me in any type of game, is getting stronger. It's what drives me to actually continue playing the fucking game. Because without it, what do you have? A very open, boring ass world that you just don't want to do anything in.
In fact, looking back, when was the last time
what game is that?
Had an S-tier MMORPG for its time? You'd have to easily go back 15 years to when MMOs were at their peak popularity to find such a...
Well, I mean, Final Fantasy XIV is currently very hyped. Well, I don't know anymore, but when the Endwalker like DLC like expansion came out, it was fucking insane. People were so fucking all over that game. It wasn't a joke. So you can say that 15 years ago maybe it was all of the MMOs, but Final Fantasy is pushing through it and is still making numbers. Or like showing numbers.
Game. A few that come to mind would be Vanilla WoW, TBC WoW, and Wrath of the Lich King WoW. RuneScape was definitely S tier from 2005 to 2007.
Well, not anymore.
EverQuest and Ultima Online would also probably be considered S tier for their time, and there's probably many others such as MapleStory, Lord of the Rings Online, Guild Wars 1, Dark Age of Camelot, and Age of Conan that were also easy high A tiers during their time of release, when the MMORPG genre was at its most popular. During my recent MMORPG tier list though, there was one MMORPG that I overlooked. An MMO that I didn't put on the list, and if you play it in a certain way, it's got potentially thousands of hours of replayable, highly engaging content in which every play session is an adventure.
Do not say Dungeons and Dragons Online. Do not say it.
Ironically, it could be the best MMORPG
Less
to
online.
play in 2023. But before I elaborate further, a quick word from today's sponsor. Hero of Aetheric is a fully fledged mobile MMORPG adventure on both Android and iOS that's inspired by classic turn-based RPGs.
Oh, why is it turn-based?
Through the lands of Aetheric alone, or
like, I don't mind turn-based. I've been playing the shit out of Honkai, but I mean, why? It's an MMO. Why is it turn-based?
Up to 4 friends in co-op as you uncover a sprawling world.
Well, I guess it's better than like deck building in an MMO.
Full of secrets to discover.
I'd rather have a turn-based over an
the mage,
builder.
thief, or warrior, and start the journey of customizing your character by gaining XP to unlock over 100 classes and specializations, such as the summoner, druid, dragoon, time mage, and much more.
Sounds actually quite good.
Is also packed with exciting loot and tons of unique drops of various rarities and quality, with some gear having unique passives and actives that can completely change your playstyle, making this game perfect for build crafters who enjoy experimenting with creating a unique character. There's over 100 classes to unlock, over 500 spells to learn, and thousands of gear pieces to collect, making this a game with endless possibilities when it comes to character expression.
I kinda wish you could get it on PC.
Aetheric also has regular updates adding new enemies, raids, systems and loot to the game, as well as also being completely free to play from beginning to end.
Until you have to pay for shit. Oh, you ran out of energy. Oh, here we go. Here's yeah, you pay $20 to like get extra energy during a day. Oh, great. Oh, look at this. You ran out of skill slots. Oh, don't worry. You can just pay an extra $5 to get one more skill slot. Oh, don't worry. You ran out of backspace. Oh, we've got you. Yeah, pay $100 to get 20 extra space plus all of these free extra energy and gold and items. Oh, don't worry, we got you.
Zero pay to win, hundreds of hours of content, and zero intrusive in-game ads, which is extremely rare for a mobile game.
No in-game ads.
Click my link
That's
in the description below
rare.
to download Hero of Aetheric for
especially
free
for a
now,
mobile game.
and use promo code PEON to receive an adventurer's pack during character creation. Download now. So what is this elusive MMORPG that I somehow didn't add to my MMO tier list?
Okay, let's get into this.
Before I tell you, I want you to hear
Destiny.
me out, because after playing this game myself for a week or so, and immersing myself in the content created around it, I unironically think this is easily in
don't
the
tell
top
me
5
it's
best
chess.
MMO experiences you can have in current year, and I'd potentially consider it to be
Beyblade.
S tier.
What a great thing.
Are you ready? World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore.
Really?
Now, before you dislike this video for me clickbaiting you, hear me out. WoW Classic easily has the most satisfying leveling experience out of any MMORPG in the history of the genre. The leveling has always been the best aspect of vanilla WoW that people remember the most fondly. This is due to a number of reasons, but the biggest in my opinion was that the world of Azeroth was the main character of the game. The world in vanilla is larger than any other version of WoW. Every play session felt like an adventure. The path you take to level up wasn't always clear. There was plenty of quests that could kill you, and the entire process felt like one epic journey. Now that's all well and good, but back when Classic Era WoW initially released, everyone just spammed dungeons, mages AoE grinded, people bought gold, and generally modern meta mentality had people rushing to endgame and not really having that same feeling of an epic journey like back in the day when we were young, filled with wonder and happy to experience everything for the first time.
Like I said, the most important part to any game is when you first play it. It is the best thing. Well, it's the second best, because the best thing is when a game first comes out. No one has ever played it. There's no alpha playtest. The game is perfect, or like mostly perfect on release. There's hardly any bugs or like game-breaking bugs. The whole entire game, the gameplay, the end game, the story is just somewhat perfect. And it's just, that is the best time, because then no one knows what to do. There's no guides out. You have to learn everything for yourself. And it just becomes, you basically become one with the world. And it's just, it is the best feeling ever. But now, you always have to have like playtests. There's always alphas and betas. But I mean, it's obviously good, because You have to test if the game is right and stuff. But I mean, it takes away some of the excitement because then you already played the game somewhat to a point, and then you're like, when the game finally comes out, you're like, okay, I want to rush through this spot because I know what happens, I know everything here, and it's just like, I mean, why? It just takes away from the game. You completely skip over this part because you've already played it, and I mean, it just ruins the game to a very big degree.
Classic Hardcore actually makes WoW Classic feel like a completely different game, and in 2023, as far as MMORPG experiences go, it feels completely unique compared to anything else on the market. First, let me briefly explain what WoW Hardcore is. Basically, if you die once, you delete your character and start again.
I mean, that's what hardcore is.
No trading, no grouping in the open world, no
Really?
level half for paladins, no asking for buffs or help, and each dungeon you can only do once, but only if you group with other hardcore characters.
Really?
Basically a self-reliant mode
You
that
can only do it once?
for a long time has been enforced with the Hardcore add-on and by playing on unofficial Hardcore.
So if you don't get the item that you want, you're fucked. That kind of... Well, I mean, it's part of the hardcore aspect, but I mean, that kind of sucks.
Servers. Hardcore has been a community that's been around for a number of years at this point. However, in 2023, it's really blown up in popularity.
That rat thing really went after him. Look, it chased him down for so long.
In 2023,
and got him. Oh my god.
Popularity thanks to streamers and content creators bringing more attention to it. This mode has become so popular that most of the top WoW streams on Twitch are hardcore streams. It's incredibly entertaining content.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more entertaining because, I mean, and all of the other WoWs, like, oh wow, you died? Oh, don't worry, just respawn. We can just do this again. But in hardcore mode, every mistake that you make could cost you the fucking game. Imagine dying in a raid at the end, in game, and then you're like, oh no, I died. Now I have to start all the way over from level 1. I mean, it's going to put so much more pressure and like keep you engaged into the game for a lot longer than it would in the other like versions of WoW, because if you die, you have to start from the beginning. All of your gear gone, all of your gold probably gone as well, and it just puts so much pressure on it. That's why I've played, like, I haven't played because I like end games, like ported any games, because I don't really have any games like that. But I mean, people are gonna hate me for this, but I played the shit out of Diablo 3, the original version, and the Reaper of Souls version, and I played on hardcore because, I mean, it was just better. Because if I died, I died. I all of the gear that I had on that, like, that character was gone. I couldn't make another character, get that gear, and then switch it over to my like new character. I couldn't do that. I had to fucking make sure that I did not die, and it became so it was very stressful. But I mean, it was it made it fun, and I mean, WoW is even worse because it's such a longer grind. Oh my god.
To watch, and recently it's become so popular that Blizzard have announced that there will be official hardcore servers coming soon.
Oh, that's good.
Will have a few cool additions such as Duel to the Death, as well as a few other different.
That is gonna piss a lot of people off. Like, it's gonna be good for like the first couple of days, but then it's gonna be fucking. Then only people that are really fucking pissed at each other is going to compete.
Differences from the unofficial mode. What makes WoW Classic Hardcore so unique in 2023 is that it's the only MMORPG out where the main goal is to reach max level. Once you've hit 60...
If they improve the graphics to WoW, it would be so fucking great. Like, give it like modern day like graphics, but still keep its like cartoonish like art style. It would be really good. But then the problem is that you're going to need lots of fucking space. You're going to probably need like a whole terabyte like hard drive or SSD just for WoW because of how massive the game is, and because the improved graphics on every fucking like piece of land. But I would not be opposed to it because WoW is such a good game. It can be, to say.
You've basically beaten the challenge, and any additional content you do post 60 is an optional bonus. This is in contrast to other MMOs where the leveling process and sense of progression associated with it feels very temporary, somewhat meaningless, and just something you go through the motions of doing as a rite of passage until you reach the real content
what game is this?
game, which usually consists of raiding or PvP. Due to the fact it takes a long ass time to reach level 60 in Classic, usually somewhere between 150 to 200 hours of gameplay, the prospect of dying and starting again is extremely painful. This makes you play the game differently than if there were no stakes involved.
Yeah.
In Classic Hardcore, you basically do everything you can during the leveling process to min-max your chances of survival. You level professions that you wouldn't normally level, you're making use of first aid, always making sure to have potions
You're always making sure you have your food buff up
on you, you're staying alert in the zones where random elite mobs patrol around, and if something goes wrong in a dungeon group, you're halving the fuck out, leaving the idiots who pulled the entire room to fend for themselves. Due to the increased stakes, watching content about WoW Classic Hardcore is extremely entertaining, and recently I found myself binge watching multiple leveling series, people streaming the game, and hardcore death compilations.
Yeah, that could be very fun.
Super fun to watch because part of you wants to see the streamer die to see their reaction. You tune into each YouTube episode wondering,
can you imagine if you're like 1% off of like hitting level 60 and then you just fucking die? Oh my god, that would be so fucking funny.
This the episode where they die, and you watch the hardcore death compilations with the benefit of hindsight, looking at what people could have done differently to survive, as well as hear the pain in their voices as you witness hundreds of hours of progress being deleted in an instant. The best part is, even if you do die, the whole experience does feel somewhat replayable. If you beat the challenge on a Horde Warlock, next time maybe try an Alliance Druid, maybe switch up your professions, try different zones, or add even more challenge. The only other MMO that has something that feels somewhat similar to what Classic Hardcore offers is RuneScape with its hardcore Iron Man mode.
Imagine if Final Fantasy XIV had a hardcore mode. It would bring the people, like new people and old people, back to the game. It would be really, really good.
Which is also really popular and arguably the best way to experience RuneScape in current year. Something I find interesting with the popularity of both Classic WoW Hardcore and RuneScape's Iron Man is how these modes both feel incredibly fun to play, mainly due to how all of the accomplishments are your own and there's absolutely zero pay to win involved. They operate outside of the realms of modern gaming monetization, where farming gold is basically meaningless because most MMOs sell it on their cash shop or don't punish RMT. If you want something, you need to earn it yourself. If you see someone that's at max level wearing epic gear, it actually means something. Deep down, I think that's what a lot of MMO players want to get back to. The feeling of going on a long, epic journey where everything you've achieved has meaning. You feel attached to your character, and you know the guy standing next to you also went on the same journey to be here with you. So should you play WoW Classic Hardcore? I think everyone should definitely give it a try, whether it's for the official servers coming soon or the unofficial servers. The main difference between official and unofficial servers will be that the unofficial servers you can appeal certain deaths, such as disconnect deaths or griefer deaths, provided you have evidence, whereas with official servers, if you die to something that's not your fault, I can't see Blizzard implementing a mod team that you could appeal to. For this reason and the fact that I sometimes struggle with disconnects, I'll be playing on the unofficial hardcore servers to appeal those inevitable disconnect deaths. Otherwise, if Blizzard did have an appeal process for bullshit deaths, I'd probably wait for official servers. Regardless, I've already started working on my own leveling series for Classic Hardcore, which should start releasing soon, and personally, I've had a blast playing it so far, so keep an eye out for that. It's nice to just log into an MMO and have the leveling be the most enjoyable and rewarding part of the experience. For those of you that have been following the channel for many years, you might remember my Iron Man Challenge series I did almost 8 years ago at this point. Classic Hardcore has given me a similar kind of feeling, but on steroids. To this day, I still have PTSD from dying on Iron Peon to a weirdly OP troll in the hinterlands at level 32, as well as dying at level 47 on my druid to an elite quest.
Sup y'all, it's me, it's your boy Asmongold.
I also remember watching Asmongold's Iron Man challenge from around the same time, and looking back it was quality content to follow.
I remember, it's like, back in the day, like, you'd be leveling up your character thinking you got the biggest dick in the world, and then you go to the Murloc camp, and you find out you don't even have a dick at all.
Seeing as the MMO genre kind of struggles when it comes to entertaining content
I love Asmongold, his content's always so fucking funny.
I wonder if hardcore leveling challenges in various games is the way to go. Perhaps there's many other MMOs that can be experienced
especially in MMOs. Hardcore modes is always the best way to go.
This way. How about
people think it's like PvP where like you need to have like a PvP system in an MMO. You don't. You really do not. Is it going to be fun for some players? Yes. But most of the players do not want PvP because they do not want all of their hard work to go to waste. Hardcore is a different story altogether. If you die in a hardcore, it's either your fault or a bullshit death like being disconnected. But it is most likely most of the time going to be your fault because you pulled a mob, like a bunch of mobs that you could not handle, you faced a monster that you definitely knew you could not handle, or you just got unlucky and didn't crit when you needed to. It's as simple as that. So then it just makes you want to do better the next time around after like beating the shit out of yourself and, you know, bashing your head in a wall. Then then you're gonna probably hop on the game again and do it all over again. So that is the joy of having a hardcore system over a PvP system, which honestly I'd rather have the hardcore because I hate PvP. Because especially when the matchmaking is so dog shit, where you're put up against a level 50 fucking character when you're fucking level 20. It's happened in a couple of games that I played that had a PvP system. It is fucking dog shit. Then you have cheaters, which I doubt most MMO. Well, I mean, there is like cheaters in MMOs, so take that as you will. But I mean, if you get put up against a cheater, oh my god, is it going to be annoying? So that is my take on it.
Death equals delete for Age of Conan, Lord of the Rings Online, or even the original EverQuest. Classic hardcore is much more enjoyable than the Iron Man challenge ever was though, because you've at least still got that sense of progression from gear upgrades, whereas the old Iron Man challenge you could only wear white gear and not choose any talent specializations.
Unlucky.
Let me know what you think about classic hardcore, as well as the potential for MMOs being designed more around the journey to max level in the comments below. Do you also agree with me that classic hardcore is potentially S tier, or at the very least high A tier? Will you be trying out the official hardcore servers when they release? And would you like to see me experiment with a hardcore leveling series not just for WoW Classic, but potentially other MMOs? Help us out with a like for the algorithm gods, and also to bless my hardcore character with good luck for his journey ahead. So
bless you, dude, because if you die at level 50, you're gonna die inside so badly. But yeah, I do agree with him. Hardcore is definitely the way to go with any MMO, like in its lifespan, maybe towards the end or halfway through. Hardcore is the best thing to do. Is it S tier? Low S tier, because I'd actually put it in like a solid S tier, but I mean, it's not for everybody. Lots of people will either quit the game if they die too many times, or just like go back to the normal version. But I mean, that's what hardcore is for. If you make a Minecraft server and it's hardcore only, and you're like level 1000 and so on, and you have complete netherite armor, and you die to someone with a fucking stone sword, you're gonna be very pissed, because then your character is gone. It is deleted. And then you're like, what the fuck did I just do? Oh, spend like 100 hours in for? What the fuck, man? So yes, it's not for everybody, but it is recommended for most MMOs. World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, even Warframe having a hardcore like server would be would be an interesting thing. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys think hardcore is needed in every MMO, let me know. If I'm dumb, let me know. See you guys next time.